Pep, just on Kalvin again, it's not unusual for players who come to City to have a challenging first season, but even those that did have played a lot in the past. Kalvin hasn't started a single Premier League game. Does he realistically sort of have a long-term future here, or do you think he himself will have to look at the situation he faced in the summer?
Yeah, I understand. So, right now, absolutely, we are not thinking 1 second going to next season. But Kalvin have been in many things important in the role. Of course, not in the pitch match, because what we need in some things, he needs to adapt a little bit more. But that what happened in the next season, I'm sorry, but I'm not concerned 1 second. So important and nice what living for, and we will see at the end of the season. We will see it with the players, with mainly all of them, and the players like maybe they want more minutes, or maybe they are not happy with the situation they had in the past, now in the present. But right now, we're not going to discuss absolutely anything, because everyone will be important with still a lot of games to play, and every day is more tired and more tired. So that's why you have to be aware how important is the decision you're going to make. Be clear, to don't drop about much the consistency of the team that we show in the last months, but we have to rotate.
And the standard and the level shown by Rodri and John Stones, admittedly, is extremely high. It's a very high bar. But what sort of things does you say Kalvin's still got some adaptations?
No, I'm not complaining Kalvin, because when you don't play much, it's difficult to take that rhythm. When you take now and the practicing, and John is 7 years together, Rodri is 5 or 6 years together, so they know exactly. I don't have to tell anything, just the little details in the moment, the movement here, there. And when Kalvin maybe played in the past, who had played more minutes, he will get it that. But in that situation, Rodri was an exceptional form, and the role is so important. That's why the lack of minutes make, the circle make a little bit more difficult. But he's always pay attention. The training session always is open-minded to get it. But being so, behind Arsenal, we cannot drop points when you have a situation up front, 8 points. In the past, it happened. So you can do it. But in that moment, I always had the feeling of already you know exactly what you have to do, this role. And you continue to do this kind of, the opportunities at the place that they know exactly what they have to do.
Hi, Pep. The Haaland family has a history with Leeds. Dad, Alfie, was playing in Leeds, and Erling was born in Leeds. How much are you talking with? Have you been talking to Alfie about Erling's career?
Me with Erling's father?
Yeah.
How many times I talk?
Yeah, about his career, about his.
I think once or twice. I don't talk normally with the mom and dad. I don't talk. When I see him maybe in the stadium, I will say hi, how is everything so far? But I talk in the past, maybe 2-3 times. No more than that.
Do you feel that meeting Leeds is something special for Erling?
I didn't speak about Erling about that. I will comment now if he's special. We'll see.
Hi, Pep. You hear a lot. You hear the phrase "every game is like a final" a lot at this time of the season. I think Julian Alvarez used it the other day after the Fulham game. I wondered, is that something that you're telling the players, and is that a useful way of approaching the psychology of games at this stage of the season?
It's not time to keep something on the fridge. In the fridge, so we have to give everything. It's so close. Not too close to be in the Premier League, so close to finish the season, end the season, especially in the Premier League, of course. Still, we have one game in hand, and important, tough games for everything. Yesterday we saw Brighton. We have to go there. Our game in hand. I'm really impressed again how they play against a tough opponent as United, and so many tough games for everyone. So that's why the games at home we have just 2, Leeds and Chelsea. And we need our people, please tomorrow, come everyone at 3 p.m. You don't have anything better than to do. But as you can, there's important things in this country. But anyway, so you don't have anything more. So come and help us because we need it. We need it.
What kind of challenges does this part of the season present psychologically for the players that it might not?
Psychologically, they are more than prepared. They are incredibly excited, like we are, like everyone. We are here in the club for the position they have to in the Premier League to be again at the end. To be champion. This is what we want. We fought a lot, and once we are there, we have to try to do it. And energy just right in the moment, not yesterday, not today. Relax, regeneration, sleep, eat, rest, drink, and all energy for tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Hi, Pep. Erling is 13 goals away from what would be an incredible milestone and record. Are you in any way is that in your mind to try and help him to get there, or would you continue to sort of rest if you feel he needs the rest?
No, it's not my mind. Maybe you think he's mine, but it's not my mind. My mind is win, beat Leeds, and after go to Madrid Champions League, in between Goodison Park. This is my. We never talk. I never talk with Erling about the goals I have to score. So if he can score, I don't know how many goals. This 13, he's allowed to do it. But I think it's not going to happen, honestly. But who never knows?
Pep, you mentioned how tired the players are. Is there a point between now and the end of the season where there's any time for sort of significant
No,
rest?
because it's 3 days in Madrid, and we travel is 3 days. After we have 5, because we don't play Saturday, we play Sunday before Madrid second leg. So in 5 days it's different, but it's 3-3. We come for 3-3 with a so demanding, but it's normal. What yesterday felt is normal. I'm pretty sure today we'll feel better. I'm pretty sure, and tomorrow hopefully at 3 will be better. But it's normal. But the fact that we are winning games and winning games and winning games, that helps a lot to regeneration. Maybe it's better than the sleep, eat, and drink. It's better win games. That is the better regeneration for the next one.
And you're 1 point ahead of Arsenal. If you win, you go 4 points clear ahead of them going to Newcastle. Would that be psychologically important?
I don't know, because I don't speak with Mikel and the Arsenal players, but of course, if for the fact that win games is still another one, 10 games in a row, you tomorrow win, go 4 points in that, but in Newcastle, everything happened. Of course, Newcastle winning the game is already qualified for the Champions League. Mathematically, is a tough achievement. Not tough. It's incredible achievement for Newcastle. Because we have to be honest. I don't know them, but nobody expects Newcastle to do the season they have done, and next season play the Champions League. It's not easy there. We felt it in the beginning of the season. The performance they have done there have been good, but Arsenal have weapons, strength, and everything to happen. The same. So being in the destiny in our hands. So just thinking about Leeds, this is the best way.
Hi, Pep. In January, you said your thing about the Happy Flowers team. Given how it's responded since, is it fair enough now to call them the Ruthless Roses?
Is it the name of your next book?
Would you like to do a forward for it? But seriously, the way in which your team...
I will buy it.
Thank you. The way in which it has responded, though, you must be happy.
Will be so nice if the reason why one sentence in one press conference make this impact of the team will be a real genius for that. I don't think was the reason why I put on the map. So I saw the game against the Spurs in that game, like in the first half. They were 1,000 miles more aggressive. They more aggressive to one young man for 18 years old, Rico Lewis, and nobody defend, and everyone was good. And that was the sense I had. But I don't think the reason why we were there. I'm more the feeling that, still we can do it. We are close on Arsenal. They drop a few points, and come on, let's go. And the feeling that every game is the final for us, and this team proved for the past that when we play with that feeling, they come up the best of ourselves.
May I just ask, I think you won that game that night. Would you have said it if you'd have lost? Was it easier maybe to say
maybe
it when
not.
you won?
Maybe not. Because normally in the arguments as a loser game, as a loser team, or as a loser manager, looks excuse. It's not an argument. It's just an excuse. Fine excuse. So normally you have to be more or expose what really happened when you have in winning games on a good period. But in both sides, internally, the message would have been the same, that's for sure. But externally, I don't think so.
Just on Kalvin, as you and a coaching staff, do you have a time frame for when a player has to make an impression on you for them to let you know that they are going to make it?
Yeah.
Because someone like Jack, who had a difficult season, he wasn't starting big games at this stage of last season, but is doing now. Is there a point at which, with a player, you have to say, well, it's just not going to.
We try. I try. We did it. I did it. So especially me, because I'm the manager. For the reason why he didn't have the minutes that we expect. So it's the reason why. It's a question of tactics, of movements, and whatever. So of course, sometimes when it's these type of cases explained, sometimes it's not necessary to tell them, because for a long time we are here, it's not necessary. But with him, he deserved it. So. The reason why? Because the way that you spoke about Jack even this stage last season, it always seemed like you were convinced that he would be a big player for your team, and obviously a year on, he is. Do you have that same confidence that maybe this time next year that Kalvin will be starting those massive games? Jack, maybe Jack didn't play a lot of important games last season, but play a lot of minutes. So Jack play, and of course it depends on the players. So at the end we are here. All of you ask me a question. I try to be honest to answer these ones and my feelings. And my feelings sometimes change, but at the end it belongs to the players what they show. So they have to convince themselves and the team, and not because I say something it's going to happen. They have to, they have to earn my confidence on them. All of them, not Kalvin, absolutely not, all of them. So how they perform. So in the teams, they are during the season change a lot, and players for the previous season were incredibly important, and this season not less important. It's how they perform, how they compete for the other ones. So many things good happen this season, and the team realize how to play. Is thanks for Rico Lewis. Rico helped us to understand what you have to do to play better and better. And the last 10 games didn't play much. Without Rico this season, it would have been more difficult. The step what we made as a team. That I'm pretty convinced. Rico. With that movement he took, he make fluid many things on the team. And after that, Kyle realized it, and John playing that position, watching him. But in that position is exceptional. But the other player has a lot of things that Rico doesn't have. Experience and many things that composer during the game. But this is what the team grow, in many cases.
Yeah, hi Pep. The home form has been particularly good this season. I think there's just 2 games in all competitions that you have.
Sorry.
The home form this season has been particularly good. Only 2 games you haven't won. Is there anything, you put that down, has anything changed this season?
Our vibe. We feel confident in our vibe of our fans. I think they are more active than the previous seasons. They are there and help us. And we need it more and more every day. The last 2 games that we have had that feeling. Okay, thank you.